Your mind is running right now. Even as you sit here, it is already somewhere else. Replaying the conversation from earlier, pre-living the one that has not happened yet, calculating everything that could go wrong in a situation that does not even exist yet. This is what anxiety does. It does not live in the present. It lives in the gap between what is and what might be, and it fills that gap with scenarios, every single one of them bad. And here is the cruelest part. You are not doing this on purpose. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not failing at being calm. You have a mind that was built in part to scan for threat, to protect you, to keep you safe. The problem is that it does not always know the difference between a genuine threat and a thought, between something that is happening and something you are imagining might happen. So it treats every worst-case scenario as an emergency, and you exhaust yourself responding to fires that were never actually burning. Today, you are not going to fight your mind. You are going to give it something better to do. You are going to speak slowly, deliberately, with full intention. The thoughts that the anxious mind cannot occupy at the same time as the spiral. Place both feet flat on the floor. Feel the ground beneath you, solid, real, present. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. And speak today as the version of you that lives in the present moment, not the one rehearsing every possible version of tomorrow. Read each line slowly, slower than feels natural. This is not a race. The pace itself is the medicine. Let each affirmation land fully before the next one begins. I am safe in this moment, not in every possible future moment, not in every imagined scenario, but here, right now, in this breath. I release the habit of treating every uncertain outcome as an emergency requiring immediate mental resolution. My mind is powerful, and I am choosing right now what it focuses on, not the worst case, but the present moment. I choose to come back to my body, to the breath, the ground, the physical reality of right now, every time my thoughts try to drag me into an imagined future. I am not my anxiety. I am the person experiencing it. And the person experiencing it is far calmer, far more capable, and far more grounded than the noise suggests. I release the exhausting loop of overthinking, the cycle of analyzing, second-guessing, and reworking the same thoughts until they have consumed the whole day. Not every thought requires my attention. Not every worry deserves my energy. I get to choose which ones I engage with. I choose stillness, not the absence of thought, but the practiced ability to let thoughts pass without chasing every single one down the spiral. I release the belief that if I worry hard enough, I can prevent bad things from happening. Worry is not preparation. It is suffering in advance. My nervous system is learning to rest. Every time I choose calm over catastrophe, I teach it that the present is safe. I stop treating silence and stillness as threats and begin treating them as the most restorative things available to me. I release the over-responsibility of believing that everything depends on me getting it exactly right, that one wrong step will undo everything. Peace is not naive. Peace is the intelligent decision of someone who understands that a clear mind solves problems better than an anxious one. I choose to trust that I can handle whatever comes, not because I can predict it, but because I have already handled everything that has come before. I release the 3 a.m. version of my problems, the inflated, catastrophized, context-free version that my tired mind presents as the only truth. My worth is not measured by how productive my anxiety has made me. I am allowed to be calm and still be taking my life seriously. I stop rehearsing conversations that have not happened, outcomes that are not confirmed, and versions of events that exist only in my own projections. I choose to place my attention on what is actually true right now, not what might become true, not what I fear could happen, but what is. I release the version of vigilance that never rests, that scans for danger even in safe rooms, even in quiet moments, even in the middle of good things. My thoughts are not facts, they are weather. I do not have to act on every storm that passes through. I choose to breathe before I react, to create the smallest gap between the trigger and the response, and to live my most grounded life inside that gap. I release the shame of having anxiety, the secondary suffering of being anxious about being anxious, and I meet myself with patience instead. I am learning, day by day, to trust the present moment more than I trust the catastrophic story my mind tells about what might come next. I choose rest, genuine, guiltless, fully inhabited rest, as an act of resistance against a mind that believes it must always be solving something. I release the grip on outcomes I cannot control, the grip on people I cannot change, the grip on futures I cannot see. I release all of it. I am grounded. I am present. I am breathing. And in this moment, that is enough, more than enough, to build everything I need from. I release the identity of someone who is always anxious, always bracing, always calculating, and I make room for the identity of someone who has learned to come home to themselves. I choose to notice when my mind is useful and when it is simply spinning, and I give myself full permission to stop the spin and return to the now. I release the fear that if I stop worrying, I will stop caring. Calm and caring are not opposites. The clearest, most effective version of me has always been the calmest one. I am more than my most anxious thought. I am deeper than the spiral. And the part of me that is steady, grounded, and at peace has been here all along, waiting for me to return. You are in the present moment right now. Not in tomorrow, not in last week. Here, breathing, grounded. From this place, the only place manifestation is actually possible, speak what you are calling into your life. I manifest a nervous system so calm and so regulated that peace becomes my baseline rather than the exception I have to work toward. I manifest complete freedom from the anxiety spiral, from the loop that begins with one thought and ends with every worst-case scenario fully imagined and physically felt. I manifest a mind so practiced in returning to the present that the gap between the trigger and the calm response shrinks to almost nothing. I manifest the specific relief of a night of genuine sleep, uninterrupted by the 3 a.m. rerun of every unresolved thing, every unspoken fear, every imagined catastrophe. I manifest a relationship with uncertainty so peaceful and so trusting that the unknown stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like space. I manifest complete freedom from the over-responsibility that has been convincing me that everything depends on my worry to hold it together. I manifest a body that releases tension as naturally as it accumulates it. That does not store every unprocessed anxiety in the jaw, the shoulders, the chest. I manifest the ability to sit in a quiet room without filling the silence with dread, to experience stillness as safe rather than as a warning sign. I manifest freedom from the compulsive need to resolve every uncertainty before I am permitted to feel at ease. I manifest a daily life so genuinely present and so consistently grounded that people who know me remark on the quality of my calm. I manifest complete healing from the version of me that was so afraid of things going wrong that I was never fully available for things going right. I manifest a relationship with my own thoughts so healthy and so discerning that I can observe the anxious ones without being governed by them. I manifest the deep physical relaxation of a body that finally, truly believes it is safe, that unclenches, softens, and breathes without effort or instruction. I manifest freedom from the secondhand suffering of worrying on behalf of everyone I love, from carrying anxiety for situations that are not mine to carry. I manifest that the part of me which has been on high alert for so long finally gets the message that the emergency is over, the coast is clear, and it is safe to rest. I manifest a morning routine so grounding and so consistent that I begin each day anchored in myself before the world has a chance to pull me off center. I manifest complete release from the habit of overthinking decisions that have already been made, from replaying and re-examining what is already done and cannot be undone. I manifest a version of care that is not driven by fear, that loves, gives, and shows up for people from a place of genuine warmth rather than anxious obligation. I manifest the courage to feel my feelings without immediately trying to think my way out of them, to let emotion move through rather than spiral upward. I manifest a life in which I am known to myself and to others as someone who is genuinely, visibly, sustainably at peace. I manifest freedom from the catastrophic imagination, from the vivid, detailed, emotionally convincing version of the worst outcome that my mind is capable of generating. I manifest a sleep so deep and so restorative that I wake feeling like a different person, someone whose nervous system has been fully given permission to recover. I manifest complete release from the performance of calm, from pretending to be fine while the inner world is running a completely different and much louder program. I manifest that the tools I have, breath, presence, grounding, and the deliberate return to now, become as automatic as the anxiety that preceded them. I manifest freedom from the version of myself that needed to control every variable before feeling safe, and the arrival of the version that trusts the ground beneath their feet. I manifest a mind that can hold uncertainty without turning it into catastrophe, that can say I do not know yet and feel curiosity instead of dread. I manifest that the peace I practice in this session travels with me into the difficult conversation, the uncertain outcome, the moment that would usually trigger the spiral. I manifest complete healing from the anxiety that was never fully mine, the inherited worry, the absorbed fear, the generational nervousness I took on before I knew I had a choice. I manifest a life in which my mind is my ally, creative, focused, and clear, rather than the loudest, most convincing source of suffering in my daily experience. I manifest deep and lasting peace, not the temporary calm of a distraction, but the real, rooted, unshakable quiet of someone who has come all the way home to themselves. If this session gave your mind a moment of genuine quiet, even one moment where the spiral stopped and you were simply here, subscribe. Come back every day. Peace is not a destination you arrive at once. It is a practice you return to again and again until returning becomes your default. Like this video, every like helps carry this session to someone whose mind has not been quiet in a very long time. That person exists. You could be the reason they find it today. In the comments, type this and breathe as you write it. I release what I cannot control. I return to what is real. I am at peace in this moment. Write it slowly. Let the act of writing it be its own small practice. Let the comment section be a room full of people who chose today to come back to themselves. Share this with someone whose mind you know is running too fast, carrying too much, resting too little. You do not have to explain why you are sending it. They will know. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a very powerful tool that has been running without enough rest, without enough direction, and without enough reminders that the present moment is safe. You just gave it all 3. 10 minutes of slowness in a fast world. 10 minutes of presence in a life that is always pulling toward the next thing. 10 minutes of choosing, deliberately, repeatedly, with full intention, to come back. The spiral stops here. The ground is beneath you. You are safe. Go carry that into the rest of your day.